Talk about the fashion influence, because I know there's a whole fashion victim message in this particular showing, London Calling. There's a lot of Louis Vuitton imagery.
For me, fashion is something that traps a lot of people. They get caught up in the materialistic things in life, whether it's fashion and money and wealth and having the latest car and having the latest iPhone and having the latest Louis Vuitton bag. And to me, they miss the point of the true beauty in life, and it's friendship, and it's love, and it's making memories and having experiences, rather than collecting the latest shoes and having 100 bags and having every single Apple product there is available. It's not about that, and people get trapped by that. And at the end of the month, they pay their rent, and they've already gone out and spent everything else on fashion, and they have to eat tins of beans for 2 weeks because that's where their money goes, and it traps people, and they can't get out of that mentality of chasing fashion and wealth and status, and they miss the things in life that to me mean more, and that's art and friends and memories and experiencing life in a completely different light.
Well, talk about the piece we're sitting in front of, Actually Just Be Beautiful. It's my favorite, and I love the messaging, but how did all this come about?
I'm actually a musician as well. I used to be in a lot of bands, and I would write the lyrics for my bands. I miss being a musician, but I still love writing poetry, and doing the artwork now, I want to put some of my little stories and ideas and poetry into it. And I was just doodling one day, and I wrote this "Just Be Beautiful," and it's about being yourself. And the only way that you can be beautiful in your life, to me, is by being yourself, and that's shedding all the materialistic things, the fashion, what you're wearing, who you're friends with, and just being you. And the only way that you can be beautiful to other people is by being yourself and being true to yourself, and that's what that piece represents to me.
Nice, nice. And that leads me to your foundation you started, Art is the Cure?
It is,
Yeah, talk about that. I know, I've read you suffered a little bit of depression and mild autism, but why don't you tell me about it?
So growing up, I was always the odd one out. I was the arty kid, and I would just sit in the corner and draw, and no one really questioned that. And it kind of took going through a bunch of things in my life for people to start to question, why isn't he communicating verbally? Why does he just sit in the corner and draw? But for me, it was always just a natural release to be creative, to overcome different things, whether it's the depression, the social anxiety. People go through so many different problems in life, and I've had my share of things. And art was just a natural thing for me. But I didn't realize what I was doing was art therapy. And it took some people saying, well, my friend's an art therapist, have you considered learning about that and doing that as a career? Because I wasn't doing gallery shows at the time. And I did the research, and I realized that art therapy wasn't a very well-known thing. And I was doing it myself. It was like a self-therapy. So I wanted to take that role on and go out and try and inspire other people like me to find a cure through creative releases to deal with depression, social anxiety, eating disorders, self-harm, whatever it might be, and take that energy, that negative energy that leads to people turning to drugs and turning to self-harm and turning to suicide, and channeling it in a positive way and empowering themselves and finding strength through their own creativity. And I've been doing it for 6-7 years now, giving talks in schools, running workshops, and that's what my passion is. And my art allows me to go and do that for free and try and inspire people.
How does it feel to be in the Bowery, where people like Keith Haring, obviously Andy Warhol, New York, Basquiat, you're kind of sharing the wall. How does it feel to be in this area?
It's a huge honor. I mean, growing up and doing art in school and learning about Warhol and Basquiat and learning about New York, especially the graffiti scene as well, which I'm hugely inspired by. I never thought at this age I would be on the Bowery having a solo exhibition. It's something artists dream about and very, very few achieve. So to be sharing wall space with people that I idolized growing up, it's very difficult to put into words. That coming from London, being self-taught, having some success in London, but then jumping straight into this kind of show it's ridiculous. And I'm incredibly happy and proud of this achievement, and thankful to the gallery for putting their faith in me.
Great. Well, it kind of feels like you're grabbing the baton and taking art into a whole new generation, so it's really great.
Absolutely. I want to be in the next generation. I want to be me and a bunch of other artists. I want in 20 years' time, maybe they'll be talking about me like I'm talking about Warhol, but we'll see what happens in 20 years.
Great. Well, London Calling is here. How long will it be up?
It's going to be up for about 2 weeks until mid-October, but as long as the gallery has my work, they'll be up on the walls at some point. So if you're in New York City, if you're on the Bowery, come into the city and you'll be able to see some of my work.
Awesome. Well, come check him out. It's Rich Simmons, London Calling at Soho Contemporary Art. So great honor to meet you.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much.
Thank you.